All right, good evening, everyone. We are coming to you for another episode of the Inspire and Connect podcast from the International Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to honor the memory of all members of the Circle City Sound Greater Indianapolis chapter who competed with us at the International and who are no longer with us. All right, we will now begin with the two members we are interviewing today. We are interviewing Mr. Paul Ellingson, and we are interviewing Mr. Scott or Frosty Beverly, or also known as my dad. So we want to talk a little bit about their international experiences. So Paul, this is his first performance with the Greater Indianapolis chapter, CCS, but he's had many performances with other chapters, which I'm sure he'll share with you. And for my dad, it is his 10th performance at International with the Greater Indianapolis chapter and CCS. So he has a wealth of experience that he can share with us about CCS at International. So Paul, we'll start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about your history with International, both in quartets and choruses?
Sure. The first international contest I attended actually was with a quartet that I joined back at the end of 1989. It's a quartet called Bustin' Loose. They had already placed in the top 10 the year before I joined the quartet. Their bass had to relocate, so I auditioned and was selected to sing with the quartet in San Francisco. In that quartet, we placed 12th place in 1990. The first international convention I attended with a chorus was with Southern Gateway the following year in Louisville in 1991, where we came in second place, I think behind Vocal Majority. So then the other times I've sang with a chorus and quartet at International. I also sang with Bustin' Loose in 91 in Louisville, and we came in 9th place. I also sang with the chorus that year. But the next time that I competed was with the Northern Lights. I competed with them a number of times at International, and we won in the year 2013 with the Veggie Set. And then, of course, I sang with the Vocal Majority in 2018 when we won in Orlando. So those were the highlights of my chorus competition.
All right, well, Paul, I know you have a recent quartet medal. Can you tell us about that?
Quartet medal? Yes. Well, with the seniors quartet, the first time that I've ever competed with a seniors quartet was this past January with Wild Time Flies in Pasadena. We came in 4th place, so that was a wonderful experience.
All right, so Dad, can you tell us a little bit about your experience with CCS at International?
Well, I joined the chapter in 1976, and then we qualified to go to the Minneapolis International in 1979. That was my first international. I knew nothing of what to expect in that I had not been to a international as a Joe Barbershopper, let alone as a competitor. So everybody had always said you're going to get on that stage and that 6 minutes is going to be over and gone before you know it. And indeed, that 6 minutes was over and gone before I knew it. You blinked and it was gone. So the great part was we got to go back the next year to Salt Lake City, and so I kind of knew what to expect then. I'm pleased to say this will be my 10th one since joining the society in 1976. And so every one of them is just a little bit different.
All right, so Paul, back over to you. Can you share with us your best or most memorable experience competing at an international?
Well, I would say with the chorus, it was probably the 2013 convention in Toronto, singing with the Toronto Northern Lights. That chorus had fought to win a gold medal for a number of years. I joined the chorus in 2011, but prior to that, I think they came in second place for 5 straight years or something like that. So it really was a fantastic experience when we won in 2013 in Toronto, beating Westminster, and it really was a fantastic experience. That was really a great highlight for me.
All right, and Dad, can you tell us what your favorite experience you've had at an international with CCS is?
Well, I would say there's 2 of them. One, of course, is your first one that you ever competed in. Don't remember to this day what place we finished. I have no recognition of that. But the other one is the same as Paul's is the Toronto 2013, when we were lucky enough, not lucky I should say, but skilled enough to finish 7th in the world. As one of the ladies affiliated with our chapter said all that evening, 7th in the world, baby. And so I would say it's a tie between the 2, finishing the highest we ever finished, but also my first one.
Yeah, I remember that night too, and we thought we had won gold. We could have been convinced that we had won gold that day. So I have one last question for these guys. So Paul, starting with you, what is something you're most looking forward to about your first international with CCS?
Well, I would say that I had great experiences competing with both, well, all of the courses that I've sang with, so Southern Gateway and the Northern Lights and Vocal Majority. But those are very large courses. They were anywhere from 100 to 150 men up on the risers during their contests. But I'm really excited about singing with a smaller chorus that's rebuilding, especially after COVID, and getting the opportunity to really make a difference with a smaller chorus. I'm hoping and doing my best to bring whatever experiences that I have to the chorus and really try to have a noticeable and positive impact on how we do.
All right, and Dad, the question goes to you. What are you most looking forward to for Saturday's performance?
I'm looking towards our chorus doing the best that it can possibly do. I'm also looking just to see how well we fare coming out of this pandemic that we've been in, and how working with Zoom and all has hopefully helped us. I'm looking forward to singing with this group of Barbershoppers, because as I was once told many, many years ago, you will never sing with this same group of Barbershoppers on the international stage again. Every time there will be somebody different. Somebody has stepped away, or a new person has came in, or whatever. It will never be the same group twice.
All right. Well, thank you both for your insights today. We really appreciate them. The one last thing, we do have a fun connection between, we talked a lot about here, the Dallas Vocal Majority. We also talked about Greater Indianapolis chapter and Circle City Sound. So there's one fun connection between these 2 chapters. The Greater Indianapolis chapter has hosted international 3 different times. They hosted in 1975, 1997, and 2006. And each of those times, we had the same chorus win, and it was the Dallas Vocal Majority. So the Dallas Vocal Majority is the only men's barbershop chorus to ever win in Indianapolis. And the Dallas Vocal Majority won their first of 13 gold medals in Indianapolis. So that's a fun connection between these 2 great members. We hope that you will enjoy our podcast and will continue to connect, inspire, and sing throughout your lives. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.